I was going on Ball Nation about another video. And in this video, like I told y'all, I was looking on the sports medicine side of things. So I'm gonna start off with basketball as the first sport I'm gonna look at. And I'm gonna do the top 5 basketball injuries and how to prevent them. But I'm gonna start off by saying the top 5. You got the foot and ankle, that's 1. You got the hip and thigh, that's 2. You got the knee, that's 3. Then you got hand and wrist, that's 4. And you got the head and face, and that's 5. So those are the top 5 basketball injuries. But I'm also going to tell you how you could prevent them or lowering the risk of getting them, because sometimes injuries just happen. Sometimes you can't help the injury is going to happen. But I'm going to just say, it say prevent, but I'm going to say lower your risk of getting it. So I'm going to use this tablet I got right here. So I'm going to start up with the foot and ankle. And it says, preventing foot and ankle injuries is all about support. Before you hit the court, make sure you have the right footwear for the occasion. So you can't be going on the court with cleats on or Converses or something on. You need basketball support shoes, because with basketball shoes, you need that grip on the floor, because you know the court can be slippery, so you need that grip on the court. You can't be going on the court with boots and everything on. That's why they always say when you at school, don't play on the court with boots on, because it can mess up the floor for the player. So that's why they always say that in school. If you didn't understand that, that's the reason why they said it in school. I mean, we used to always get mad because we want to wear certain clothes to school. They get mad at us, but you got to remember, we got to use that court for a game. And basketball players, they should know that. They used to get mad too. And they the one who got to play on the same court, but they would get upset. But the right footwear for the occasion before you hit the court. Now, it says it's best to have indoor basketball shoes to help prevent slipping on indoor playing surfaces. And in general, a good pair of basketball shoes. So you need like Jordans, Kyrie's, Damian, all those shoes on basketball players use. Those are good shoes to get. Inside shoes with grip on them. They got like certain stuff you can like rub the bottom of your foot. We normally do our sweat when we in the game and just rub our foot to get that grip on the floor. So you need good inside shoes. And you also, for ankle support, you can wear ankle braces. Like Curry always wear ankle braces because he got a lot of ankle issues. That was his main thing playing basketball, his ankle. So you get the proper indoor shoes and ankle brace. But I'm going to finish reading it right here. Okay, basketball shoes. Let me see. Indoor basketball shoes help prevent slipping on indoor playing surfaces. And in general, good pair of basketball shoes will provide a higher profile and more support around the ankle. It also doesn't hurt to tape your ankle with athletic tape before a game if you want to take extra preventative measures or are prone to ankle injuries. So those are the ways you can prevent or lowering your chance of getting ankle injuries. The proper shoes, you can't go with Converse and nothing. You got to have the basketball shoes, proper shoes, indoor shoes. You can, it ain't say ankle brace, but you could put on an ankle brace and you can use athletic tape. Those are the ways you can prevent ankle injuries or lowering your chances. Now, number 2, the next one, hip and thigh injuries. Now, the way to prevent that is some injuries suffered through contact just can't be prevented. But when in doubt, stretching is always a good plan of action. The more flexible your muscles and tendons are, the less likely you'll be to overextend them and injure yourself in the process. Stretching out your hips is a key way to warm up before you play. So just do the proper stretches. I guess you could do bear squats, stuff like that. Just proper exercises with the hip and thigh to lower your chances of getting a thigh injury. So it didn't really say much on that. It's just more or less just doing the proper stretches. So you could probably just look up like different stretches that you can do for your hip and thigh to get them warmed up before a game or anything. So that's the hip and thigh. Now, knee injuries. Oh, I ain't even read the top. Let me read the top of hip and thigh. Pivoting, running, jumping, and rebounding all place extra strain on the legs and hips, leaving players open to a variety of injuries. Hip strains and bruises can occur from contact on the court or overextending of muscles and ligaments. So, but this is just the top before it got to prevention part. But I didn't read the top, but I just read the top for the hip and thigh. Now, with basketball, with that, let's say you go up for a layup and somebody else's knee hit you in the thigh. That's a way of bruising it. Like somebody hit you in the thigh, or you jump the wrong way, or you turn the wrong way. That can cause an injury. But like I said, to prevent it from happening, you usually do the proper stretches to flex it, to loosen it up and warm it up so it won't happen or lower your chances. But that's the top of the hip and thighs. Now to the knee. This is the knee injuries. Severe injuries like ACL tears are not as common in basketball as they are in high contact sports. But knee injuries, mostly minor sprains and strains, still have the third highest incidence of occurring in basketball. Now, I don't know. All you hear is a lot of ACL tears, but that's what they say. You know, this is the 2016 information I'm giving you, so just 3 years later, we've been getting a lot of ACL tears lately. But this is how you prevent knee or ACL tears. Strengthening the muscles in your legs will help build better support for your knees. So this is one where hitting the gym can really help. And as we mentioned above, always remember to thoroughly stretch before activity. If you know you have bad knees and are sensible to injury, get a good knee brace is also a smart idea. So basically with the knee to strengthen it, to prevent from getting these injuries or lowering your chances, get in the gym and do like knee leg workouts to strengthen your knees up. And if you already got bad knees, wear the proper knee brace. Now I know sometimes money can be an issue, but I'd rather you spend money on a high price knee brace that gonna help you from getting hurt. And like I say, basketball, them knees, man, you constantly jumping and running full speed ahead, and some people got body weight, that's a lot. So sometimes you can't think about the money a lot of times. Go ahead and get that proper knee brace that's gonna support you and your weight. Because a lot of times your weight has a lot to do with it too. But that's the knee injuries. Now, moving on to the wrist and hand injuries. It's actually surprising that these are more common given that the game is played primarily with the hands. But only around 11% of basketball injuries occur to the wrist, hand, forearm, according to the study. Now, that's how they occur. This is the prevention part. Keep your hands and wrists in highly condition. It's more about awareness than anything else. So what they're saying is, a lot of us try to, and I'm guilty of it, try to run before we catch the ball. So our mind be telling us, go, instead of us saying catch the ball, then go. So a lot of times when we think about just going before we even think about catching the ball, it'll jam your finger. I jammed this finger right here playing basketball. My pinky, I jammed it. I had to wear like wraps and stuff. So I was a victim of it. But I know you want to go to all you got in your mind is scoring. But you got to catch the ball to score. So you need to slow it down just enough, catch the ball, and then go. So that's a lot of a mindset. We trying to go before we catch the ball. But let me see where I'm at. But Be sure to look the ball right into your hands when someone passes it to you, like I just said. Looking away before you've caught the ball is a great way to jam your finger. And always keep an eye out for other players on the court. The less you run into other players, the better. So a lot of that could be you run into a player, you fall and you hurt, you land wrong on your hand or something. Just like with Curry. Just happened, Curry against the Suns. I guess he's trying to go for a layup, and he went down on the ball. You know how slippery the ball is. And the Sun player, Aaron Baines, he's a big fella. He ain't no light fella. You know how little Curry is. All that weight coming down on his hand and broke his left hand. So that's another thing. You can fall, a player can fall on you, or you fall the wrong way, and all that weight coming down on your hand, and you can hurt it. But that's the hand and wrist. Now, the last one is head and face injuries. Now, it says, bumping heads with another player or taking an accidental elbow to the face is never a fun situation. Getting hit in the face with the ball is probably even worse, given the intimate embarrassment. That is embarrassing. Getting hit in the face with a ball and you ain't paying attention, that's embarrassing. Now, I got hit a couple of times, so I know how that feels. And practice. But this is how you prevent it. Or lower your chances, like I said. The important thing to watch out here is concussion symptoms. Concussion symptoms. There aren't many steps you can take to avoid contact to the head. That's true. But if you do, be sure to carefully monitor your symptoms if there is any sign of concussion at all. From a professional doctor. Don't get no non-licensed doctor. A concussion is a serious injury because that's your mind. Some people go crazy when they get concussions. You've seen it in football. But you don't really see too many concussions in basketball. But if you feel, if you don't know the symptoms, look up the symptoms and compare it to how you feel. If you ever got hit in the head, then if it matches up, go see a doctor immediately. Because a concussion is very serious. I mean, all these injuries are serious, but your mind, people go crazy and they lose their mind. They get headaches all the time, like certain light sensitive to them. And sometimes they can't take it no more and they get suicidal thoughts. So concussions are very serious. But you don't really see too much of it in basketball. It's more of the knee and like fingers is jammed, like wrist or something. But take precaution. It could happen at any time. That hardwood floor ain't no joke. I done seen many of my schoolmates at school play sports and get concussions. I have seen it. So with all these, take precaution. But if you want to look at it yourself, go to, it's called the 5 most common basketball injuries and how to prevent them. But they should have said lower your chances because you can do these precautions, but you can't stop a lot of times. Like with the thigh. Somebody hit you in the thigh. Sometimes you don't wear a thigh pad, you can get hurt. But it is called www.exceller. Hold on, let me look and see if I can give you the right information. www.exceller orthopedics. But I'm gonna put it down in the comments for y'all. But remember, the top 5, foot and ankle was 1. So make sure you wear your proper shoes. You can wear an ankle brace to help prevent it, and you can tape it up before a game to add extra support. But make sure, most importantly, you get them inside door shoes that got grip on that floor. Because you don't want to be slipping sliding all day. Because grip on the floor really helps. And it helps you from getting crossed over so bad. So get them grips on those shoes. Now, number 2, hip and thigh. Remember, do the proper stretches. Warm up before the game. Look up some drills and stretches before you practice or something. Number 3, knee injuries. Go to the gym and strengthen up your legs. Look up some exercises. Well, I can look it up and tell you some exercises, but if you want to go ahead and do it, just look up some exercises for your knee. Get in the gym and strengthen it. And if you have a bad knee already, get the proper knee brace. What's the other one? Wrist and hand. Remember, catch the ball before you run. Because if you don't, you're gonna get this pinky. And them things hurt, bro. They hurt. And face and head. Be careful. If you have these symptoms of concussion, look up the symptoms and see a doctor immediately. That's a professional. But those are the top 5 basketball injuries. It didn't say all, it say top 5, like mostly happen. So top 5. And those are very serious injuries. So if you like it, like up the video, subscribe if you haven't. Write down in the comments of what you think and how it can help you, or if I need to go more in depth into it, I'll look up some more in depth stuff. Yeah, that's it. Peace and y'all be blessed.